welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to start the modifications for our platform that's going to hold Santa. And we're going to build Santa right here in our front driveway. And this is the platform. It's actually a big 4x8 platform, and we're kind of adjusting the way these legs cantilever so that they don't cantilever so much. Let's see if I can show you so that you can get your feet underneath. You'll see later when we start to show you how this all works. But it's going to be a great build. Stick with us and check out how we build Santa on a platform in our front yard. It should be fun. Let's get right to it. Hey Cher, I know you're the supervisor and you're also the inspector. How are we doing? Looks like we're off to a pretty good start. We have one more leg to put in and then we'll be able to put the top on. I like to put some foam down at the base so that when the wet sand goes up, the water can pass below that foam and there's a rigid, firm part of the sand that doesn't mush out, I call it. And I'm using such small pieces of foam because all my foam is at the Ritz-Carlton, Laguna Niguel, for their Christmas display, where we built 3 big sand sculptures for them. And so I'm kind of down to the scraps, using every piece of foam I can, which is kind of cool. If you haven't seen those videos of the pieces we did at the Ritz-Carlton for their Christmas display, you got to go check them out. They're on this channel. I'll provide a link below so you can go find them easily and check them out. I like the way that table looks. The way I've sloped the top down with the legs allows me to work closer to the sand sculpture in the center without my legs hitting the supports, without my feet, I should say, hitting the supports of the table. So the modifications we made, I think, are very good and valuable. I've got about 40 buckets of sand that's pre-sifted. I'll use this for the Santa sculpture, and I may have to sift a little more depending on, how big it gets. All my sand's at the Ritz-Carlton, so if I sift, I have to sift it from the backyard sand pit, the 16-tonner, which has the baseball LA Dodgers World Series champ sculpture in it now, or harvest it out of one of our other garden sculptures. To help conserve on sand, I'm going to put these buckets in the center of this, and that'll just take up some volume so that I get a little bit more out of my sand supply, because I'm pretty short on sand for this one. So I'm soaking the sand and packing it now. I'm going to put a casting tube on top of the cylinder for his head, to get his head up in the air, and should be good. Stay tuned. I've got a nice kind of a dome-like pound up on top of this cylinder, and I've kind of run out of sand. I'll need to definitely sift some sand for his bag of toys and his arm that comes up with the bell if I choose to do that. Here's a sampling of some of the tools we'll be using on Santa. And I've got a huge assortment of palette knives that will get into the details. I've got some loop tools. I've got a nice straw, which is actually plastic tubing, some brushes, some hand trowels, and one kind of spreader trowel. Because it's kind of a small project, I won't use it as much as I normally do, and most of it fits in this husky bag or rolls up with this. Let's get started. So I've started the block out and I'm just trying to get the big shapes, and I'm going to try to take the big shapes all the way down to the platform. I hand packed on material for this arm that kind of cantilevers outside of the form, and this sand is really kind of magic sand for being able to do that. That's a quote from Matsuyoshi, who calls this magic sand when she comes visits us from Japan. So stand by. So I'm getting the big shapes. I've got obviously his face started. I'm trying to keep it tilted like 15-20 degrees, so I think that's going to be the most important part to make him look jovial and happy and fun. And I'm going to break for a little bit, and then I'll get back to it probably tonight or tomorrow. Started to put a little bit of detail in his face and eyes, just so that he comes to life. I need to make sure he doesn't look like a scary Santa. So I know I have more work for him. I have to do a better job on the proportion of his left arm and create his right. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in his right arm. Maybe Santa's list, you know, who's been naughty or nice, or maybe the bell, but instead of the bell up, maybe it's the bell down. I'm not sure, we'll see. Good morning, Santa. The day is starting off with a beautiful sunrise. We're seeing that tail end of it right now. What a beautiful day. Welcome back. We're on day 2 for Santa, and I think he's off to a good start. We're gonna put the toy bag in one hand, and we're gonna put his list in the other, and it should be fun. Stay tuned. I've added sand under his left elbow so I can get the proportions of his anatomy better. And I've created this hand pack here for a list. So Santa's gonna have his list in his hand for who's been naughty or nice. So you'd better be nice for Christmas this year, everybody. So I'm using a pinch technique to put the texture on his hat. And I score the sand, I soak it with my water bottle, and I take very, very wet sand and I pinch it and make it look very random. And you get that hat look, which I think is pretty darn cool. I think the texture on his hat is pretty cool. I'm gonna put some on the sleeve here as I kind of work my way down. I'm now gonna be out of the sun and into the shade too, so everything will look a little different. I've got Santa's belt on, including the buttons and the belt loops, and I've got his list all set up to actually start to say who's naughty or nice. And Santa's looking happy, which is important. Good morning. We're on day 3 of building Santa, and we're starting the day in the backyard sand pit, sifting more sand from our LA Dodgers logo sculpture. There's a lot of extra sand, so we're gonna harvest it. Stay tuned. Santa's coming to town.
Hello everyone, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and very, very happy holiday. New Year, just as important.
Hi everybody, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for everybody.
Thank
from
you.
Archisand.
Thank you, Ko-san.
Thank you.
I've started Santa's bag of toys. Right now it just looks like a blob. That's kind of what it's supposed to look like at first. I think I'm done for today. I don't have much more to do. I'll probably do a little cleanup tomorrow, but I've accomplished most of what I wanted to do. I got the candy canes and toys in his bag. I've got his list, so Santa can decide who's been naughty or nice. And I would like to set up some lighting that's more permanent, maybe pull some Christmas lights over. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, smash the like button. Remember to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, Santa will know, because Santa's watching. And until the next time, have a good day, have a good Christmas, and have a good holiday. We'll see you at the beach. Bye.
Silent night, holy night, shepherds quail.